Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now finding a luxury watch that slips effortlessly under a dress shirt cuff without costing several $1,000s is surprisingly difficult in today's world. Many affordable dress watches compromise somewhere. Some are simply too thick, making them awkward under formal clothing. Others cut corners with cheap finishing or uninspiring designs. And then there are watches that look elegant in photographs but somehow feel completely lifeless once they're on your wrist. Today, we are taking a close look at a watch that quietly challenges all those compromises. I'm talking about the Hamilton Jazzmaster Thin Line Small Second. Hamilton is one of those brands that doesn't always receive the attention it deserves. Founded in Lancaster, Pennsylvania in 1892, Hamilton built its reputation by producing highly accurate railroad watches before becoming an important supplier of military timepieces during both World Wars. Now, eventually, the production moved to Switzerland, where Hamilton became part of the Swatch Group, combining its American heritage with the modern Swiss watchmaking. Just an FYI, obviously the Swatch brand and the Omega brand, they are all part of the Swatch group. So the Jazzmaster collection represents Hamilton's most refined side, while the khaki field has become the darling of military watch enthusiasts, and the Ventura has achieved the pop culture fame thanks to Elvis Presley and the Men in Black films. The Jazzmaster is designed for people who appreciate the understated elegance. Today's model is especially interesting. So, this particular model that I have combines an incredibly slim stainless steel case, a beautiful gray sunburst dial which gives a impression of brown or gray, brownish gray tone as you look from different angles, with a small second display, sapphire crystal, and the Swiss Quartz precision. On paper, it sounds like an ideal everyday dress watch, but specification really tell the whole story. So, over the next couple of minutes, we are going to explore every aspect of this watch, from its design and finishing to its dimensions, comfort, the movement, and the real world wearability to determine whether this could be one of the best affordable luxury dress watches you can buy today. Well, let's get started. The first impression this watch gives is one of restraint. Nothing is shouting for your attention. There are no oversized indices, no brightly colored accents, and no oversized logo. Let's take a moment to talk about what is undoubtedly the highlight of this watch, which is the way it's been constructed and especially the dial. Hamilton has chosen a very sophisticated gray sunburst finish that constantly changes depending on the lighting conditions. So, under office lighting, it appears almost charcoal black, and if you were to step outside into natural sunlight, and suddenly the dial comes alive, the radial brushing creates that shimmering reflections that move across the surface with every slight movement of your wrist. So sometimes you feel as if it's that brownish tone. Sometimes it is the grayish tone, but the officially the color is the charcoal black or the gray, and it is surprising how Hamilton has pulled it off, because definitely under normal conditions you think that this is more like a brownish tone dial. And on the back is this beautiful engraved Hamilton logo, which gives you a feel of as if you're wearing some piece of royalty. But nevertheless, this is a great a highlight, which is the dial itself with the small second hand that gives that added elegance to the watch. So the watch definitely is elegant without trying too hard. That versatility is exactly what makes gray such an outstanding color choice for this watch. Unlike black, it isn't overly formal. Unlike blue, it doesn't dominate your outfit. And unlike silver, it doesn't disappear. So let's talk dimensions. Because this is where the Jazzmaster truly earns its thin line name. The case measures approximately 39 to 40 mm across. For many enthusiasts, that has become the modern sweet spot. It's large enough to provide excellent wrist presence without feeling oversized. The lug to lug distance sits right around 47 mm. Thanks to the downward curving lugs, the watch hugs the wrist naturally instead of sitting flat like a dinner plate. But thickness, that's the headline specification. So just over 7 millimeters. To appreciate how thin that really is, many dress watches measure between 10 and 12 millimeters thick. Granted, that Hamilton Jazzmaster, this particular model, is a quartz watch, and that makes it naturally thinner than an automatic watch, but still, this one is a lot thinner than other comparable quartz watches. So, to appreciate how thin this really is, many automatic or quartz dress watches measure between 10 and you know 12 millimeters and thicker. This one is coming at around 7 millimeters. Sports watches often exceed 13 or 14 mm. At just over 7 mm, this watch almost disappears under a shirt cuff. Plus, it's not an overly heavy watch, just wears very comfortably. So, I generally forget when I'm wearing it because it's the way it's constructed and the fact that it's not too heavy. I like the fact that the polished bezel is narrow, allowing the dial to dominate the front of the watch. This creates the impression of a larger dial while keeping the overall proportions elegant. The finishing throughout the case is excellent. The polished surfaces are crisp and evenly executed. The edges are clean, transitions are sharp. Everything feels exactly as you'd expect from a Swiss made watch in this category. Protecting the dial is a sapphire crystal. For many collectors, sapphire is non negotiable. Its outstanding scratch resistance means your watch should remain clear and attractive for years of everyday wear. Now, we've already seen the back, but as you turn over and you'll find a solid stainless steel case back with Hamilton's engraved branding. Uh, while exhibition case back are really popular today, but a solid back actually contributes to the watch's remarkably thin profile. Now, that case back is attached to the body of the watch by very high precision screws. There's six of them, and what I liked about that was it gives you a feel of a high-end luxury watch when you are replace you have to open it to replace the battery, and it turns out that it is a rather better option, which allows you to open and then service the watch in case you find that you need to reseal the rings and so forth. Then snap on kind of a watch case back. But this one is a really highly precise engineered solution, which I really liked in this particular model. So sometimes simplicity really is the better engineering solution. Now, water resistance is rated at 50 meters, even though I'm not taking it for a diving kind of a situation. So if you have it running under the water or for a casual swim, this watch should be fine. It is not going to go anywhere. I did try the watch simply sitting under running water for a couple of minutes, and it worked great. But just don't plan on swimming or diving with it for longer duration. So now we come to the feature that divides the collectors more than almost anything else. This is the watch being powered by a Swiss Quartz movement and not an automatic movement. So for some enthusiasts, that's enough to immediately dismiss. But I think that's worth discussing because context does matter. Now, Quartz isn't automatically inferior, it's simply different. If your goal is mechanical artistry, which I prefer myself, then yes, an automatic movement offers a level of craftsmanship that's difficult to replicate. However, if your goal is owning an elegant, reliable, everyday dress watch, Quartz offers several genuine advantages. First, the accuracy. A quality Swiss Quartz movement may drift only a few seconds every month, and here it is, running under the water, which I let it ran for a couple of minutes, and the watch worked perfect. It didn't have any condensation or take any water, and there was absolutely no water that had gone inside the watch. Now the looms are also excellent. I'll show you under extreme dark condition, and it worked great. So obviously the loom are on the hands, which were quite visible under the dark conditions. So coming back to the whether whether having a analog automatic or analog Quartz, which the debate can, it's a lengthy debate, but it depends really on your requirement. So the convenience, obviously Quartz means convenience, and you don't have to wind it or keep wearing it, obviously, because Quartz will still keep running. It's accurate, it'll be ready when you want it, and particularly valuable for dress watches, which many people rotate with sport watches during the week in automatic, but in this situation you don't need to. Now, without Quartz, Hamilton probably couldn't have achieved the elegant 7 millimeter profile. One clever design decision also minimizes the visual impact of the Quartz. The ticking seconds hand isn't dominating the center of the dial. Instead, it quietly lives inside the small seconds subdial. So your eyes naturally focus on the hour and the minute hand, which has been cleverly placed, and it's an elegant solution. Sometimes practically winning, a enthusiast nod on the way the watch has been constructed, and that's perfectly okay. The bracelet that came with the watch includes a 5 link construction with alternating brushed and polished surface. As the light reflects across the bracelet, it creates just enough visual interest without becoming flashy. And the good thing is, there's a lot of aftermarket options available in case you'd like to make it, further contemporary in terms of the visual look for the watch. So let's talk about versatility, because that may be one of the biggest strengths of the Jazzmaster. With the bracelet, it works effortlessly in business and casual environments. Pair it with chinos and button down shirt, perfect. Wear it with a navy business suit, equally appropriate. Weekend dinner, still looks fantastic. but this watch truly transforms once you experiment with straps. So install a black alligator leather strap and suddenly it feels like a formal dress watch worthy of wedding and black tie events. And switch to a rich cognac leather strap and personality becomes warmer and slightly more casual. Now the batteries are abundantly available. It's not too hard to get a replacement battery for this watch. Now if you enjoyed this review and found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more in-depth watch reviews. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss future content. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.